Hi guys, it's Tech Kitten here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a good Pokemon trading card game deck for beginners post Vivid Voltage, which is the new set. So, making your deck, you're going to obviously need to know the limits of the deck. You need 60 cards, and you can have up to 4 copies of each card. I have, for example, 4 copies of the Spiritomb, and that's basically the name on the card. So this card's Spiritomb, they're all called Spiritombs. If you have Spiritombs from different sets, you can still only include 4, but Pokemon like, for example, a Snorlax V and a regular Snorlax, I've got a Snorlax V here, part of my display. If you had a regular Snorlax, you can still include 4 of each because their name's technically different. Same for Snorlax V and Snorlax V Max, or Snorlax V and Snorlax GX. I don't think one of those exists. Yeah, so limits, and then apart from basic energies, so like these energies, they're basic energies. You can include as many of each in your deck as possible, but only 60 cards. Now you understand that, get to the strategy of the deck. So this is how your deck's going to win the game. So there's 4 main strategies. There's an aggro deck, whose goal is to deal as much damage to the opponent's Pokemon as possible and take all 6 prize cards super quick. So for example, this Donphan is an aggressive Pokemon in an aggro deck. It's a Earthquake, does 120 damage for only 1 fighting energy, which is a lot of damage. Has a downside, fuels the attack with Spiritombs. So a very powerful attack, quick damage, and taking those prize cards quickly. However, a subtype of aggro is spread, which is where you want to spread damage counters around your opponent's Pokemon with effects such as Galarian, Zigzagoon, Wheezing, Coughing, Roxy, so on, in order to take lots of prize cards at once and deny your opponent from having any Pokemon, making you win the game. Or alternatively, just knocking out a lot of their weak support Pokemon, utility Pokemon on the bench, which have good ability below hit points, and we'll talk about that later. There is Mill. So as you know, if you try to draw a card when your deck has no cards in it, you lose the game. So some decks actively work on discarding the cards from your opponent's deck in order for them to mill themselves out and be unable to draw a card. So an example of this is the Toxicity from Rebel Clash, which is able to mill 5 on a successful coin flip, and it's an interesting deck. It's not that competitively viable, but it's one of the strategies. And the final strategy is Stall. Pokemon with high hit points. The third strategy is Stall. Pokemon with high hit points are able to tank attacks, you're able to heal from them, and usually there are only 1 prize Pokemon. So an example of this is the Wailord and Steelix deck from a few formats ago, which had Wailord, 1 prize Pokemon with 220 hit points. So you was able to stall, and then you were able to win the game through your opponents decking themselves out, even though you're not actively trying to do that. And then the fourth and final strategy is Control. Tries to manipulate what your opponent's cards are, what they're able to do, and so you can win due to them simply not being able to do anything, not having the right resources to attack, so you can just pay them off with weak attacks. An example of this was Sylveon GX deck from when Sun and Moon was released. So in your deck, usually you're going to want to have around 15, 16 Pokemon, and the Pokemon come under 3 categories, 4 really. There's your main attacker, so in my deck, my main attacker is a Donphan, a Spiritomb. And these ones are what you're going to deal most damage with. You're going to take the most prize cards with these Pokemon. You have your secondary attackers. I don't have any examples, but an example would be like a Victini V in a fire deck. It's able to, it's a basic Pokemon. It does damage, 2 energy attacks required, and it does lots of damage based on your opponent's energy on their active Pokemon. So when your initial strategy won't work, a secondary attacker is always useful to have. There's also utility Pokemon. So these Pokemon have different roles. So for example, Jirachi here from Team Up is a setup Pokemon. You set up, and you can use it to set up your board if you start with it. Its ability Celebish is very good. There's utility Pokemon like Mew, which protect your opponent, disrupts them, protects all damage onto your bench Pokemon by the opponent's attacks. Jinx, which lets you manipulate damage counters, so I need that because my Pokemon attacks deal more damage with damage counters. And then there's draw Pokemon, so Oricorio GX, which draw 3, one of your guys knocked down, then Dedenne and Crobat V, they're both almost staples, so when you play them off the bench, they have abilities that let you draw cards. So you're definitely going to need some of those, and I recommend Dedenne GX, Crobat V, and then if you can Jirachis if you're playing the Switch stuff anyway. And the fourth thing is just the evolution line, so any basic Pokemon you need. So if Phanpy evolves into Donphan, you need the Phanpy to play the Donphan, so you just have to play Phanpys as well. Alright, so that's your Pokemon. So let's count how many I have in my deck. So in here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So a decent amount of Pokemon in my deck, which is good. Now there's trainer cards. These are the majority of your deck, and they're split into 3 types: items, supporters, and stadiums. Items, you can play as many as you want per turn, supporters 1 per turn, and stadiums stay in play and they have an effect for both players. So for item cards, you're going to want 2 to 3 different types. First of all, there's Pokemon Search. So for example, Quick Ball, very well known, searches for basic Pokemon, and you really need this. So basically, yeah, Quick Ball, very useful, played in almost every deck, and great for Pokemon communication I'm playing. These are used to search for your Pokemon. You need to get your Pokemon if you want to be able to use your strategy. The next thing is a supporting card. So for example, cards like Switch, Items, Scoop Up Net, they let you recover your Pokemon, and then Cape of Toughness, give my Pokemon more hit points, making it less vulnerable to attacks and making the Spiritomb deal more damage. And then also recovery, cards like Ordinary Rod, shuffling back your key Pokemon which have been knocked out, or if you have some of them prized, you only may have 1 or 2, so you need to shuffle them back and search them back out again. And then we have disruption items. So for example, Great Catcher switches your opponent's bench GX and EX with the active. Stuff like Reset Stamp makes your opponent shuffle and hand your deck. Draw cards. Team Yell Grunt Horn makes both active Pokemon confused. So basically just trying to control your opponent, make sure their hands are good, isn't that good, and making sure that they can't attack, so on, so on. So next we're going to look at supporters. So usually supporters come under 2 categories. There's draw supporters. So here I have a set of draw supporters. Professor's Research, Marnie are the 2 main draw supporters. So usually you're going to want to be playing for your draw supporters 4 Marnie for Professor's Research, 3 to 4 Marnie, the main one you want to be playing for the Professor's Research. It's a very good card. If you're playing a fire deck, you have better options. You have 4 Welder from Unbroken Bonds and then 3 Marnie. And then the next part of supporters is Boss's Orders, 3 to 4 in every deck. Switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of her active Pokemon. Basically, it's just very useful for disrupting your opponent's plays, bringing out weak Pokemon which maybe give up 1 or 2 prizes to finish the game, or just clearing a Pokemon with high hit points out so you can grab a prize card. Finally, stadiums. Not every deck plays them, but I'm just playing 3. So these are usually used to aid your strategy, so you want to play 0 to 4 stadiums preferably. 7 to 8 draw support as well, and 3 to 4 boss orders. So these just draw more damage or put more damage counters on those Pokemon. Finally, energies. You want to have anywhere like 9 to 12 energies. I'm playing 9 because my attacks all attack for 1 energy. So you can have as many basic energies as you want, as I said, and mine need 2 types. I have 3 of each, and then 3 Aurora Energy, which counts as every type, but I have to discard a card from my hand. So looking at that, we can grab our deck, and we have made a 60 card deck. So we have supporting Pokemon, we have our evolution lines, we have our main attackers, we have our Pokemon searching cards, our utility item cards, our recovery item cards, our controlling item cards. For supporters, we have our draw supporters, usually Professor's Research, Marnie, they're the main 2. Welder if you're playing fire deck, boss orders, stadiums, and energies. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.